Hey, what is going on, guys? MechlordGames here today with a Magician Pendulum deck profile for the November format list. So let's get right on into it. We got 3 Astrograph Sorcerer, 1 Oak Dragon Magician, 3 Skullcrobat Joker, 1 Black Fang, 3 Wisdom Eye, 3 Double Iris, 1 Pendulum Sorcerer, 3 Purple Poison Magician, 3 Harmonizing Magician, 3 Ash Blossom, and 3 Gamma and 1 Driver, 2 Potter Desires, 3 Duelist Alliance, 2 Pendulum Call, 3 Wavering Eyes, 1 Star Pendulum Graph, and 1 Time Pendulum Graph. For the extra deck, we got Supreme King Zark, Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom, Beals of the Diabolic Dragons, 1 Ignister Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer of Hell, 1 Psyframe Lord Fuck You, 2 Psyframe Lord Fuck You Omegas, 1 Stardust Dragon, 1 Enlightenment Paladin, 1 Supreme King Dragon Clear Wing, 1 Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion, 1 Time Star Magician, 1 Tornado Dragon, 1 Castell, 1 Abyss Dweller, and 1 Decode Talker. For the side deck, we have our Kaijus, Jazukuru, Thunder King, Gamma Seal, and our Kaiju Slumber, 3 Zephions, 1 Maxi, Raigeki, 2 Cosmic Cyclone, 3-Dimensional Barrier, and Imperial Order. So this deck is really powerful, and the new list has hit spirals pretty hard. So I'm pretty sure that the Pendulum Magician decks and are going to be probably the most played deck because it's actually that powerful. So that's kind of what this deck is more geared towards, with the 3 main decked Wavering Eyes. Some people would only play it at 2 with 1 in the extra deck. So I was getting hung up though, and I was getting hung up on the way this was working for me, and that was just because I wasn't sure which negation engine I wanted to use. Because it's either the Gammas, it's either the Psyframe engine or the Mist Valley Apex Avian. And I do like the Avians a lot because they are big beat sticks, but they don't really help you if you're going second, and you can't really negate anything with these if you're going second. So for actual just better play, if you get stuck in second, then Gamma is probably the best way to go. But Avian is for more if you want to go first more often. If you're able to go first, Avian is so much better if you get it because it's just super strong and it can negate anything. But as to where Gamma can't. So let's talk about the main combo pieces and kind of the best part about this deck. So Astrograph is amazing, but it combos with Double Iris extremely well. Or Purple Poison Magician. So basically you need this in hand, this in your Pendulum Zone, this in your Pendulum Zone, and this. So the way this works is you have both Iris and Purple Poison Magician in your Pendulum Zones. You're going to go ahead and Wavering Eyes, pop both of these. So then you're going to get a search, so you'll get your Skullcrobat Joker. Then you'll get to use Astrograph Sorcerer and summon it. Astrograph Sorcerer will then get you a search for one of these 2, so you get one of them. Then Iris Magician will get you a search for one of these 2. Namely, you're going to go for Star Pendulum Graph in this case. Or unless you already have it, then you go for Time Pendulum Graph. From here, you summon the Skullcrobat Joker. Joker will allow you to get Wisdom Eye. You use Wisdom Eye, pop Wisdom Eye, get another one of these in the same zone. And then that's pretty much, but when you destroyed this guy to get another one of these guys out, Star Pendulum Graph is going to get you another Magician. So in this case, I would go for Harmonizing and make a play and probably go for either Omega or Ignister Prominence, depending on the situation. But if you're playing against True Kings and you know they're going to get Masterpiece, I would personally make Beals, because Beals is such a good counterplay against True Kings, because no matter what they do, they can't pop it. So they would have to have a True King to even get over Beals. So their little Masterpiece can't do anything about it. None of their monsters can even be over Beals either. So he's just really hard to deal with. but he can still be sent to the graveyard, so if they have cards that just directly send a monster to the graveyard, Beals is in a little bit of trouble. But aside of that, Beals is pretty safe against them. And then like Omega is really good for ripping out hand cards, so if you're capable of on your opponent's turn ripping out a hand card and like you have a Gamma in hand, like if you have Gamma in hand, by all means make Omega out of the Harmonizing Magician, and then use this on their turn, rip out a card on their hand, and then you have an open board to be able to use Gamma. So that's kind of pretty much how that is, and you have extra zones to Pendulum summon with, so like if like so in your next draw you can get something, you can make something. This deck though is just ultra consistent, and it's a lot of fun to play, and it's got a lot of good counter stuff. So the only other like side deck options that I would say, like, I mean there's all kinds of side deck options that are good, but as far as for like being able to change up your main deck to fit it, like yeah, there's Ghost Cherries, which I mean Winter Cherries, this card is amazing, but in this kind of deck you can't really afford to have like the extra deck cards of other decks in here, because then it fucks with your, like, it messes with you and your plays and your options. So like you could take this out for like ABC Dragon Buster for the ABC matchup, or like, I mean there's all sorts of stuff that Winter Cherries is good at. Another good hand trap is Ghost Ogre. This is good. Or even in the matchup against Pendulums, Droll and Lockbird. Like Droll and Lockbird is amazing. So actually, I'm actually just gonna take these out for the Droll and Lockbirds. Now that I think about it, this is way better in the Pendulum matchup. Like actually way better. So as far as to why I'm running the one Pendulum Sorcerer, I really don't feel like that I need more than just one, because I really only ever use the effect once anyway, and he is searchable, so it's not really a problem if I don't have him, because I could get him off of Skullcrabat Joker, so it's not a problem if I don't have him. Or I mean, I can even get it off Wavering Eyes if need be. But he's not really a necessity in this deck. He's a good one of, because that's pretty much all you're going to use. Like, it gets out very few things. It's not really that great in this deck, and in all honesty, it could almost be taken out and replaced for something else, because it's not really that good of a fundamental card. Like, it's still good, don't get me wrong, but it's not like the best optimal choice in this deck per se, just because there's like, it can help trigger like Iris and Poison Magician. It can help trigger them, which is nice, but aside of that, there's not really too much else aside of the search, so I'm leaving it at 1 just for that reason. The Black Fang, its Pendulum effect isn't bad, and then the Graveyard effect though, like to summon the Dark Spellcaster from the graveyard, isn't bad at all, because if you go for an Exceed play, the monsters are going to go to the graveyard. So this just gives you a little bit of access to the monsters from the graveyard, which isn't bad. So like you play this, you get your monster, like you pop this, you get back your monster from the graveyard. It allows you to make a little bit of setup plays, but it's nothing fantastic. Now, the Oak Dragon, it's not bad. It's a decent beater, 2100. Its Pendulum effect isn't bad at all. Allows you to recycle. It allows you to cycle a Magician card from your extra deck. So you can actually get back Harmonizing Magician instead of having to Pendulum summon it. So you can Pendulum summon something from the extra deck and then summon this. And it's just brilliant to be able to get it back. So it's a good one of. It's not really better than one of, but like if you summon it, you get a Pendulum, you get a Magician or Odd Eyes from your graveyard, which isn't bad. And well, all these are like Magicians except Astrograph. But like this deck is just really amazing and it's fun to play. So normally I would have replays for you, but I actually have another duel that I'm going to post separately that shows off the deck. It actually ends up being a mirror match. I lost the mirror match, however, because he just had, like, he had gammas, he had just a lot of stuff to really screw me over. So it's a really great duel, so I do suggest that you go and check that out. So thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later, and enjoy the deck.